what's this offer we see here? Welcome back to another playthrough of Gale's Gameplay Horrortown. More like Grim play, I guess is what we'll call this. Continuing off where we last left off, but before I begin, I guess every level you update, there's like new packs available. So this is another one, like we've seen Uncle Sater's pack. This is the Fortune pack. So again, I guess the 50% off is just kind of combining all these price-wise and then deducting them to right here. So for roughly 40 bucks, I guess it's in my terms, 40 bucks. I'm not sure, State's probably smaller. Get the ATM machine, which I've mentioned before. They value this as 200, despite you can't get this. Get 82 bucks, which isn't bad. 300 coins. We get the Ghostly Tomb, which is usually worth 100. Ghostly Tree, which is 80, which actually, these are actually cool items. The Creepy Patch, which is 35, which has this. Creepy Patch, which is 35. Creepy Patch, 35. So 3 different Creepy Patches, which I guess it's related to the graveyard over there. Ghastly Tree, which is 20. Ghastly Tree, another Ghastly Tree, so there's 3 different Ghastly Trees, all for 20. A Deadly Tree, like, what is it? 1, 2, 3. Alright, 5 different deadly tree or dead trees. I'm really thinking calling these deadly trees, but they're just dead trees. So 5 different dead trees for 5 bucks, so that comes up to 25 each if you want to get the whole thing. And then finally tall grass, just 1, which is so weird. I believe, if I remember myself correctly, there was a deal that went on that basically took this Fortune pack and was like the Black Friday sale for last year. So there you go. That's like a permanent thing that'll stay here. So anyways, where we last left off, that's nice. Glad to see that this still's telling me something I already know. Last time we've got me angry like this because of the flower delay for this mission. But now we're going to do continue off with this one with Marty. Okay, fools, I gotta run. I already beaten all the high scores again. I doubt anyone can beat my records. I don't know what I'm best at: doing tricks on my BMX bike, dominating video games, or being great. I think it's being great at everything because he's so. Oh, what's this? Ah, we're finally getting something interesting. Right, so I did not buy this. Instead, I bought him normally. But this is the Circus pack. This is available for 3 days. Now, what's interesting about this pack is the fact that I played this playthrough, and a lot of people are like, oh, this is my favorite playthrough with Gordon. So anyways, for $12.99... you get Gordon, you get the unique item, which is Gordon's carousel. And this is interesting because before we had Gordon's house here, or the fact that we had the Coco's Clown College, we just had Gordon and this as the item that he spawns from. So that's interesting that they've kind of... you can see that they're going to slowly start to implement in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the game's lifetime, every character that they've updated will have its own unique story and characters. I mean, take it bottom dollar, probably like that. So this is a new, very cool item. It looks really creepy, but I'm wondering if we'll ever get something like this in the future. Maybe like a carnival or a circus event. The human cannon, which is usually 2,000 coins, 200 of the goose bucks. Wheel of Death and Circus Trampoline, which are both needed for Gordon's quest. Sorry, I just blanked out there. And then 7,000 of the coins, so that's nice. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well be curious. Is there... no, that's it. So usually there's like different packs that gets available to us, so it's interesting I don't see anything for the other guys, but oh well, I guess they're not important enough. Anyways, let's continue on with the Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls. Alright, students. Class is over. You can go. Except for you, Mr. Ricardo. Come to my desk. Mr. Ricardo, do you think I don't realize you've been throwing paper wads in class? I didn't do nothing. You can't punish me just because you thought I did something. You know my rights. And I know mine. Do not challenge my authority. You can go straight to detention right now. Go to detention right now. For 8 minutes, so that'll keep us busy. Might as well also continue on with this because I forgot to do this. So let's have all the characters. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't have enough money? Really? God, why are you being poor? Fine. Fine, I did it. You happy now? Because I'm not. Okay, let's spawn these guys, let them have their fun, which we've seen before, so nothing new here. Click on stuff because why not? Boogity boogity. Oh cool, scare meter. I get $1. It's casually clicking by and stuff. Right, I need this. No, not you, Morton. Yeah, I need to get that, pipe, 40%. Which is very unlikely that I'll get it, but, you know, never know in this game. Actually, how much do I need for a new space? Oh, I need a... oh, okay, I can't really do it. I have enough for the scallops, but everything else is a crapshoot. Oh, look at that! Another one! Yay! Maybe I'll get Slappy in this episode, finally. That will actually be kind of cool. Hopefully, but we'll see. Oh, 2 more! Thank goodness this is so fast. I think this will... oh yeah, this is going to reset again, so maybe I'll be more... yeah, and this is what I mean. It's just slowly upgrades, depending on what you have in here, store here. Right, so how much more does he need to wait for 5 more... about 6 more minutes. Alright. Right, I didn't get lucky with that. No, I did not. Right, so you get to... I get to experience what it's like to be a freemium player. Not fun sometimes. Oh man. I almost got Slappy though, so that's cool. I was just gonna say that Slappy as a character actually is pretty not only unique but also just able, like, he's used a lot in the event, so he's probably a good buy compared to the other characters are kind of on off. Also, I just wanted to mention this, that the update hit, so now we're back to normal somewhat. There's still like purple flowers here, and for some reason in this little pastry area, whatever this is, the street lamps are just decorated still. I don't know what that's all about, but you know. Actually, I'm curious. Did they... I don't think they actually updated anything in here just yet. Because I believe... no, I don't think so. I don't think they kept anything from last event. I guess I'll be looking at this more in depth in the new update that'll be coming up. They already announced what it's going to be. I won't spoil it here just because, you know, there's no point. Alright. So what can I do or talk about while I wait for Marty to be done? Decisions. I guess my next character I'm gonna have to go for after getting Slappy is gonna be Shannon, because of the story that comes with her, which is the what's it again? The Ghost Next Door, which is a very touching, sad book, I would say. And I think they've kind of mentioned this slightly when it came to the Goosebumps movie or something like that. Oh no, I'm getting a cold now because of how cold the winter is. Right. What can I entertain you for a while? Can I craft anything? I can craft that, but, you know. Love the sound effects that they'd make with the owl howling every once in a while. Alright, can I craft that? Evidence folder. I can technically, I just have to do this. Actually, hold on. Is there any new items from here? I don't think there is. No, hold on. Just no, not yet. Alright. So I need a lot of this still. Alright. Cool beans. What can I tell you about the stories of Goosebumps? I'm kind of curious of what people, when they watch this, if they did grow up with Goosebumps, what kind of books was their favorite. For me, I think, like, there's a lot of people who will say, like, they like, the Monster Blood series. Another one would be that, not Goosebumps, but for me, it was the Haunted Mask, because I actually liked the character Curly Beth. I think I talked about this during the playthrough of that, so I'm not gonna bore you right here. But, being on the spot here, trying to... I was just having a brain blockage here. Oh, no. Right. Let's talk about something current now. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about this. So the Goosebumps show, which is interesting because a lot of it was based off of, like, filmed in, I believe it might have been in Canada. And I don't know if it's different parts in Canada or if it was just, like, right in Ontario. I know there's been locations within Ontario, like, I think there was an episode, there was one episode that, I can't recall what it is, but I think it was filmed in Toronto just because at one point, oh wait, it was a Mask Mutant. That was that's why I remembered it. Because not only was the kid driving, like, was in the bus that, I should probably save this story for the update with the Mask Mutant. So listen to that one when that comes out. All right. Let's see here. Man, how long is this detention thing, man? I'm feeling like him. 45 seconds more. Oh dear, this is torture. What I was about to say before with the Goosebumps stuff, there was also other shows and there was other stuff and stories coming in. Like, I remember there was, like, Dead Time Stories and I think Spine Chillers or Chillers. I don't know what it was called. It was like trying to be the Goosebumps without being Goosebumps. And I remember there was this one show that a lot of people knew about that was based off of a book series, but it was really creepy for what a show it was for kids. And it was Are You Afraid of the Dark? And what's interesting about that is that Nickelodeon's going through this renaissance of trying to realize that no one watches their stuff anymore. So what they end up doing now is just kind of reviving stuff from the past. Like, you remember this show back in the 80s and 90s? Well, we're bringing it back in a movie form. This is just their sad attempt to trying to get back into television. But one of the things they announced was that they're going to make a Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot movie, I think. So that'll be interesting to see because that was a very cool show. Anyways, let's click on this finally. Mrs. Marr can't send me to detention just because she thought I was one of those throwing paper wads. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm gonna stay here another minute or something I didn't do. I'm getting out of here. I love it when they're injustice. It always brings out the best kind of revenge. Oh man, he's just stuttering there for a second. What's going on here? Maybe it's the emulator just having a problem. So Mrs. Marr think I was throwing paper wads? I'm gonna give that tyrant reasons to think I was throwing paper. Ha! This is a fun animation. Now what's interesting about this is that previously they had an animation like differently, but they've kind of changed it to be a little bit more better. So first we're gonna have her have an outburst of anger for 10 minutes. You know, one thing I'll say about this is that what's weird about these quest lines is that, say, for example, I had her doing Outburst of Anger before, the game will not register and go, oh, yeah, this is going on right now. No. Instead, what's going to go happen is the game will have to make you do it again. Which is weird. Like, you have to click on this as soon as this quest pops up, or else it doesn't count. But the paper wad for 7 minutes gives us pencil cases. So one thing I will say about these this game in particular is that the quests are not too long when it comes to the quest lines. So that's one unique thing about them. Where does he go? Oh, there he goes. Oh no, the tree's in the way. You got to see the paper stuff going on here, and he's having a fit. No, I don't want that. I want to hold on to this tree. There, right now. There we go. Jumping for joy on this type of stuff here. Like, wow. So that's interesting. They put this stuff on top of it, and then you can see he froze it, and then it just blends in here, and then it just does an animation loop. Now, one thing I will say that I wish the developers maybe make in the future is that you see some of these buildings here are animation. Like, this one's animated, this is animated, Sator's place is animated. You know, like, this is animated. Like, it would be cool to see buildings, like, even newer buildings that actually are animated in some way. Like, even if it's a little, like, lights flashing up and down or something like that. Or, in some cases, even just, little, what do you call it? Just little, like, items or decorations that kind of do an animation move around kind of deal. Or, and you don't have to do this, but I've seen other games, what they do is they have the building animate when somebody's inside of it. So, say for example, if Mrs. Marty or Mr. Mortman's going to the library, the lights could be off, but as soon as he goes in, the lights turn on, and then, you know, it kind of does, like, maybe flickers here and there to make it look creepy. Yeah, it's just a suggestion, you know? It's not, you know, it doesn't kill the game, but it's like one of those little, nice little features that kind of make the game a little bit more standing out. I'm still kind of upset. Like, I don't still have enough for that. Like, look at this. Look at this. 90. For that. No. And it doesn't even give me back enough. I mean, it gives me $2, which I need to get you, but... Oh. Man. See, this is the problem, too. They want you to... Like, the reason why the money's tight, like here, because they want you to craft. They want you to do this. This is what keeps you busy. So you have the animation, you have characters do certain things to get these items, and then that will then sell stuff. Like for this, you have to... Basically, this is like the to-do list, so it keeps you like, oh, I want this. This is the way the game tries to make you get entertained by doing things like this to kind of keep your mind at bay. Right, so I need one of these, so I might as well... Alright, let's have Lucy perform that then. Where is she? Right here. Another feature that would be interesting to have, or actually be good for, is having some of these characters, not characters, but being able to actually find the characters you're looking for when you get to a certain tier. Because what I find is sometimes, like, in order to find the character you have to do this, and it gets a little jarring after a while. So if there was a way to kind of click on something and say, like, here are the characters available, and then you could just click them like that, it'll make it more convenient, so that way you know, oh, right, Mr. Mortman's right over, like, where's Mr. Mortman? Click on this and be like, oh, there he is, and click it, and then it will go right to him. Instead of having to scroll through and click like this, or try to look for him, like, oh, where is he going? Oh, there he is. There he is, right there. You can just click on an item, and it'll be like, oh, where's Mr. Mortman? Right there. Just a thing. Again, little things to try to communicate while I wait for 3 more minutes. And how long? Oh no, 5 more minutes. Oh, come on. Oh dear, then there's like land that can open up here, which is money, which is fine. But then you get to this. Oh, not yet. Like, there's that, right? But once a level 11 goes up and you say go to level 13, you get introduced to this. This mechanic, Ooh, is this mechanic very intriguing. And I'll talk about that when I get to this part here because, you know, to say the least, I have to get up to at least level 17. At least, yeah, I have to get to at least level 17 in order to be able to complete the game, because everything else beyond this, like here, I've already gotten covered, or I've actually gotten recorded before, so I don't have to worry so much about that. But, you know, this, like here, I got partial stuff, but not all. Got partial, not all. Partial, not all. Partial, not all. Hardly anything here. Did not record except for now. So I have to buy Slappy. I have to buy this character right here. Then I have to buy the Headless Ghost, which costs that one's gonna take a long time to get, especially playing on an emulator like this without an account. So I can't do it offline. Okay. And everything else. Oh yeah, and then I have to do creepy creations of Professor Shock. By the way, do we have Professor Shock here right now? Yeah, so we see him. 250, which sucks. No, he's not here yet. Why? Apparently he is a monster, so I don't know why he's not there, not here. It's weird. None of these characters show up until sometime later, and then they'll start reappearing. Like, you know, after I got Marty, then that's like, oh, look, here's the new one. Meanwhile, the monsters are like, oh, no, here are all the monsters right here from the get-go. You know, it doesn't just have it so that it's like level 9, that's it, and then you don't know what the other monsters come up is. And I believe the level cap as of right now is level 51. So what ends up happening is like it's max, and that's just simply telling you that you can't, like, all the XP you earn from now won't actually count for anything. And it's weird because usually when you get to a level, it's like, hey, congratulations, you've unlocked all this. But once you pass a certain tier, it's like you don't get to see all that. So it's kind of sad. I will say though, I'm glad to kind of play. You know what? I'll probably play this game just so I know what new update and what they've changed. Because I'll give you an example. I had no idea that despite the level being unlocked at level 31, you need to be a level 32 in order to get to this. Had I known that, I would have pointed that out and I'd have been like, okay, well, not really, like, you know, you have to be level 31 to beat, and like, no, not really, you have to be level 32, apparently, in order to get this cool scene. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, finally, he's done. Paper's done. Paper Watt's gone. Sell this. Sell that. I have to do 2 of these. See, this is what the game's all about, just selling stuff and slowly bringing the income up. And finally, I have enough to be able to buy another flower. Maybe it'll glitch and think that I bought the 5th flower and be like, oh, congratulations. Let's find out. Nope. Sadly, it did not do the glitch for me. Alright. Place your bets. How much do you think this is going to cost? It's probably going to be 1K at least. Maybe 1,500. Close. 1,200. Nice. Again, why did it cost so much? That's sucky. Again, let me remind you. This is my face right now with these stupid, stupid flowers that give me one every... Hold on, I need a new one. I need to find out how much this gives me. Every 12 hours gives me just one. Meanwhile, something like this, like, item here, for every 12 hours gives me maybe 30 scares or something like that. Much better payout than this sad attempt right here. They look cool, but they kind of suck. It's one of those, at the beginning level, it's like, yeah, here's a little item, then you move on and go, oh, this is better. Screw these. Alright, might as well put this back here. There, much better. Actually, you know what? Hold on. You know, I find it's interesting. I'm not sure people find the enjoyment of watching someone play through a game and watch them try to clean up or build their house. It sounds weird for me to say that, but I mean it as in the whole kind of... Alright, you know what? We might as well talk about this while I'm waiting. Yeah, so... Normally, say for example, like, before... Oh, okay, so they don't let me do that. So, before, when you click on an item, you get this. Like, it's like, oh... Hold on, this is probably a good example right over here. It'll be like, oh... In order to move it, you just gotta do this, right? And then you do that, right? But nowadays, you can just hold and you move it around like that. This was introduced, I think, back in November, which I've kind of pointed out. So this option here sells this item. Oh, nice. It doesn't give me a warning. Alright, bye, tree. Didn't need you anyways. There was supposed to be a warning. It said, oh, do you want to sell this for this? I guess the game's like, nah, sell it. Bye. This lets you turn it around. There's like two ways, this or this, so it flips. And then this lets you store the item. And then if you want to get it back again, you would have to go over here. And then you'll just put it down here. One thing I'll point out, though, if you decide to, like... Yeah, I might as well do this again because... Oh, okay, hold on. One thing I will just say right now. If you put down something for free, it'll try to make you buy new items. So just keep this in mind, because by doing this, I ended up having to pay money for it. So that kind of sucks. That is one thing I've kind of got annoyed with when it came to this kind of feature here. Yeah, that's about it. And the other thing I kind of briefly touched upon in the other stuff here is that there is a... Every time an item would come in, and it'll produce like this. Later on, if you find that you don't want to worry about this anymore, you can turn it off, and then it'll be like, this supply will stop producing time. This charge is reversible. You could say, okay. And then it'll be like, now it's not going to do anything. So this is just a static building until you turn it back on, and then it resets. One thing I will say, though, just for the purpose... Is this? No, I need that. I need a building that is just expendable. Because what I was about to do, if you were to put a building down, like, you know, take a building out, put it back down, and then it'll start to rework itself. So if this took 3 hours to make, then when you take it out of storage and put it back in there, it will take 3 more hours to make it again. So that's stupid. Like, if it does it once, that's it, but you shouldn't have us do it again. It's just, And the other thing, too, I want to say is the promotion. You probably seen me do this a lot, but if you're wondering what this option's for, say if I bought this character here for the money, all the items that you got or paid for, without, you know, the cash and all that, that's going to be added to your account anyways. All the items will be appearing here instead, so it'll be an easy access, I guess. Alright, I talked long enough, so let's just continue. What's happening here? Or what happened here? My school's covered in toilet paper. What a mess. Urgh. That little beast, Marty. I swear, I'm gonna eat him alive. Alright, Marty Ricardo, you've gone too far. I don't think he's gone far enough. He'll spend a whole month in detention for this. Hey, don't look at me. I've been sitting in detention all this time. You don't think I can... Do you think you can deceive me, Marty Ricardo? I know you're behind this. Now you'll see what happens to pranksters like you. Grrr. Teach prankster a lesson. For 15 minutes, and they'll reward me with the cash. There he goes. He's gonna spook... She's gonna spook him. Running away. Go after him. He's over here. Yeah, spook him. Boogity boogity. How long is this process for? Can I skip it? You know what? You know, at this point, I want to skip it because I want to buy Slappy finally for once. So, you know, I'm going to skip it. Wish me luck. Mrs. Marr, I haven't done nothing, I swear. I'll catch you, Marty Ricardo. I'll catch you. Then I'll smash you and I'll eat you. Mrs. Marr is indeed... what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? What is going on here? Oh, hold on a second. What's going on here? Okay, she's back to normal. Oh, she was having a fit. Mrs. Marr is indeed hungry for revenge. Lucky for me, I'm nothing but bones, and she doesn't find me appetizing. Ha ha ha. Finally, I got the money. Cool. She's done, by the way. I'll go continue on with that, but, let me just find this here. Let me just see this. Yeah, so this is, like, weird because it's, like, 15 chapters. So they combined 3 chapters into one, basically, from this. Arrogant Marty Ricardo thinks he's a world beater. He's the world's beater, but Mrs. Marr seems to keep him in check. Alright, that's cool. I'm surprised they don't really mention more about with each quest, but whatever. Right, what else was I going to want to do before I get... Alright, if you're running an emulator, maybe it's not best to try to do ads because, it might crash. For some reason, the emulator doesn't like running ads, so that's something ironic. I think it's time for these children to put their curious nose in that cozy cemetery. We just have to wait for Lucy to read the story about the certain bony journalist publisher in the news. Hold on a second. Certain bony journalist published in the school's newspaper. What? Extra, exclusive testimony from a witness who affirms the presence of a ghost in the city. This is Brooke, by the way. We'll meet her later on. I believe it's going to be the blob that ate everyone. Hey, Lucy, here's the school's newspaper. I think Ricky, alright, the Ricky, there's the, calling all creeps. I think Ricky answered your question in the reader section. Uh-oh. Something was loading. Did Ricky really answer my question? I can't believe it. Thanks, Brooke. Extra, a joker covered the school with toilet paper and unleashes Mrs. Marr's anger. Read the school's newspaper. How long do you take for this? A minute. Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the hallelujah that you get to do that. Right, you know what? I think the next episode, we'll end it here. We'll continue off, because the next episode, we're gonna have Slappy be involved. So let's put him down, and let's have the man of the dummy of the hour be part of the show. So until next time, folks, I'll be seeing you later. Bye-bye.